Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. For those of you that were in the International Convention in August and saw that, it comes as no surprise that you probably realise what I'm going to talk about tonight. Tonight I want to talk about legacy. So why did I show that video? Because every one of us in this room, in fact, everyone who lives on the planet today, started exactly the same as we saw on the video. We are the sum total of everything that has gone before. So why is legacy important? Legacy is important because what we are, how we react, what we know and what we aspire to comes from what has happened in the past. So what does that mean for Toastmasters? Well, I would like to talk to you on three areas today: membership, mentoring, and the message of Toastmasters. The three areas. The first one, membership. We're all members of the human family, but we are members of a Toastmasters family. And it has a core value, second to none. There are four core values. The first one is integrity. The second one is respect. The third one is service. And the last one is excellence. And I can think of no better core values for any organisation or for any individual. But they've been brought to us as a legacy by those Toastmasters who have gone before. All the past leaders who have built this organisation into what it is today. You would have seen our founder on the screen. A few years ago, I had the pleasure of standing in Long Beach, California, in the cemetery where he is buried. And in fact, I was there with the entire board. And at that time, we were wondering and pondering, what would Ralph Smedley think of the organisation he founded today? What would he think? Would he be pleased with what he saw? Would he be happy with the direction the organisation is taking? Or would he say that we are not living up to the legacy of what he left us? I like to believe that we are living up to the legacy, that we are meeting the challenge he set. But the thing we have to realise is this organisation is a membership organisation. There is no other reason for there to be Toastmasters except to serve you, the members. And don't ever let anyone tell you any different. The members are what makes this organisation. Now, I know we hear a lot about being a distinguished district, and we pursue it. But let's not forget that distinguished is a measuring tool to see if we are doing what we were supposed to do as the legacy of Dr. Smedley. And what was that? It was to achieve your goals, your ambitions, not to become distinguished, but to meet your goals. Because if we meet your goals, we can't help but be distinguished. If every member in every club can reach the goal they are seeking, then the club has to be distinguished. The area must be distinguished. So on to the district. So let's not lose sight of what our goals are. The goal is to meet your ambitions, to deliver to you those goals you seek. And by doing that, automatically, we will be distinguished. So, members, it is you who are distinguished, not the district. The district becomes distinguished because of your efforts, your work, your dedication, and your pursuit of excellence. The second thing I want to talk about is mentoring. We had some wonderful mentors on the screen, some of whom you would have recognised, some maybe not. Mentoring is the keystone of our organisation. Hands up those of you who have been a Toastmaster for longer than 10 years. Look around. Why do you think they stay? I dare to say they stay to pass on the knowledge that they have gained to those who follow. And isn't that passing on a legacy? Aren't we all charged with passing on a legacy? There's a very famous saying that knowledge is worthless unless you pass it on. And that is our job. That is what we all must do. Everyone in this room is a mentor. You may not know it, but you are. Every time you attend a club meeting, someone in the audience is watching you perform a task, give a speech, or take on a leadership function. And something you do may be the key to them wanting to emulate and be like you. And years later they might walk up to you and say, John, you don't know it, but 2 years ago I decided to become an area director because of something you said that inspired me. You know, there is no greater feeling on earth when another human being comes up to you and tells you that sometime in the past you changed their life in some way. That's why most Toastmasters who have been in the organisation for more than 5 or 10 years are there. They're there because they live to pass on what they have achieved. That is their legacy. So don't miss out on the opportunity to leave a legacy for those that will follow you. To the new members who are here, who say, I don't know if I'm going to be here for 5 years, 10 years. To the new clubs that have only just chartered or are about to charter. You have a wonderful opportunity to create a legacy. A legacy for those that will follow. A new club, and I was privileged enough to visit a couple of new clubs, or reasonably new clubs, in District 1 recently, and they were so enthralled with the idea of forming the character of the club. And I visited a couple in your own district only a couple of days ago. And I charged them with the responsibility that they are there to create the culture, the direction, and the heritage of the club for all the members that will go through that club in the countless years ahead. What a wonderful opportunity. Are you going to seize the opportunity that you have? Are you? I'm not hearing too many people say that. Yeah. Right, I thought I was not at a Toastmasters meeting. I don't want to get too serious, but so often we take for granted that which we have. So often we think that all we have to do is turn up to a meeting, bring our skills that we learn to that meeting, and then when we go away for the next week or 2 weeks, we put them in a drawer and leave them there. That's not what Toastmasters is about. Toastmasters is where you can practice those skills in a safe environment. And then when you walk out the door of your club, use them. Use them for the benefit of your family. How many parents here would like to have an intelligent conversation with their kids where they might win occasionally? How many people here would like to go to work and get promoted? And we hear every day of people who have got promotion and been successful in business because of the skills they learnt in Toastmasters. And how many people would like to see the standard of our leaders in the federal level rise? You've just been through a very interesting period. I think it should be mandatory that you change your constitution, and I'm suggesting we do the same in Australia, where to be a politician and to be a leader, you must have been a Toastmaster. Now, some people might say that's far-fetched. I believe it would be leaving a legacy for those who follow. So take your responsibilities seriously. Use your skills every single day so that others can look at you and say, gee, John, you're such a good time manager. How did you learn to do that? I learned that in Toastmasters. Why don't you come and find out for yourself? Just think of what the legacy could be by simply saying that to people in the outside world. You may never know how much you affect that person's life, but I'll guarantee you, you do have an effect on that person's life. Those of you who were installed as a DTM today, and let's give them a round of applause. There are many meanings ascribed to the acronym DTM. One is, don't time me. Yes. And if you're in a club with a few DTMs, how true is that? Another one is, don't tell me. I like to think that it stands for dedicated to mentoring. Everyone who is a DTM has been through the Toastmasters program. They have held various leadership roles. They are, if you like, a living repository of the knowledge of Toastmasters. They should be charged with the responsibility of passing that knowledge on to those who follow. And isn't that leaving a legacy? So think about the word legacy. It isn't money that really comes and goes. It isn't possessions which comes and goes. It is knowledge. It is caring. It is all those things this society needs so much that we are in a position to share. But it takes commitment from every individual member. Do I have your commitment?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, you can do better.
Yes.
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 So I charge you to go out, go forward, and I'm not going to say multiply because the lady just told us but spread the word. You are the evangelists of something that is special. That is the Toastmaster legacy, which you have the power to bestow on every person you meet. Now, not everyone gets to be a beneficiary of a legacy. I know that I've seen some very good comedy movies where someone got a house, someone got a car, and the poor third son, 4 times removed, got the pet. But you have the opportunity to give so much to a community that needs so much. You have the opportunity to change people's life for better. Don't squander that legacy. Make sure you take the opportunity to convince people to become Toastmasters, not for what it does for you, but for what it may do for them and the countless number of other people they can touch. It's like the ripple effect. You drop a pebble into a pond and the ripples spread out endlessly. Each one of you is a pebble. Each one of you needs to be dropped in a pond, and I don't mean that literally. I can see a few looks of concern over this, it's getting a bit cool. But you need to infect and spread the word. If Toastmasters means something to you, and the fact that you're here, it must mean something to you, make sure you pass the legacy on. Enjoy the opportunity that is given to you as Toastmasters. Get full value for your Toastmaster dues. It always amazes me that some of us are like people who go into an a la carte restaurant, pay for the menu for 3 meals and only end up eating the entree and never get to eat the main course or the dessert. That exists outside your club. The basic skills happen in your club. The real opportunities happen outside your club. So take on membership opportunities. Be prepared to step up and step out of your comfort zone. It's only then you will get the true value of what Toastmasters can offer you. And by getting the true value, you will be in a better position to leave a legacy. I'd like to leave you with this thought. In the year ahead, we all set goals. Very shortly is Thanksgiving, and I'm pleased to say for the first time in my life, I will be in America for Thanksgiving and be able to understand what goes on. But be thankful for the opportunity you have to be a Toastmaster. Be thankful for the person who got you into Toastmasters, because they have shared a legacy with you. A legacy that in many cases will change your life for the better. Would it not be at the time of Thanksgiving appropriate for you to share the same gift with others? So, here's my challenge to you. While you're reminiscing over Thanksgiving, and while you're suffering from having eaten perhaps too much turkey, too much pumpkin pie, too much sweet potato pie, well, let's just put it all in one, eating too much. Reflect on this. What legacy will you leave in the year ahead?
Thank you so much. On behalf of District 36, the trio and I would like to thank you from the bottom of our heart. You sincerely spoke to us about legacy, which is really important. And today, you impacted our legacy by imparting this knowledge to us, sharing with us the importance of stepping up and stepping out to do more with membership, mentoring, and having gratitude in the process. You've definitely impacted us. You've given us a jolt and a way to end our conference, as we're going to the end, on a high note and a very good punch in a good way. So we appreciate it. Thank you so very much, and we have a token of appreciation for you that we'd like to share with you. Thank you again for those wonderful words.
Here, here.